You're watching Sterling High School Channel 19, serving Pinella, Laurel Springs, Magnolia, Summerdale, and Stratford. Mobile television production facilities for this broadcast are made possible by a grant from Walmart. Walmart, with their location on the Whitehorse Pike in Summerdale.
Welcome to Sterling High School Channel. Time 19 presents high school boys basketball, Colonial Conference style. The Sterling Silver Knights going against the Haddonfield Bulldogs. I'm Kevin Schultz, joined by John Hallwood. Sterling coming in at 12-11, Haddonfield at 20-3.
Miles Williams, senior, Summerdale Park School, Summerdale, New Jersey.
Gavin Clark, senior, Summerdale Park from New Jersey.
Candace Valera, senior, Summerdale Park, Willingboro, New Jersey.
Antoine Arnett, junior, Summerdale Park, Summerdale, New Jersey.
Javon Johnson, junior, A&M Mullen Middle School, Summerdale, New Jersey.
Sean Kazaneski, junior, Yellen School, Stratford, New Jersey.
Henry Kern, junior, Yellen Middle School, Laurel Springs, New Jersey. Amin Hines, junior, Memorial Middle School, Willingboro, New Jersey.
Jimmy Zingaro, sophomore, Samuel Yellen School, Stratford, New Jersey.
Mike Ermel, sophomore, Laurel Springs Elementary School, Laurel Springs.
Jaden Johnson, sophomore, Magnolia Elementary School, Summerdale.
Jeffrey Ryder, sophomore, Area Community Christian Church School, Blackwood, New Jersey.
Take a look at the Colonial Liberty standings. Haddonfield on top there, Kevin, 20-3 overall, 8-1 in the conference. And Sterling right in the middle of the pack, though, and in good position here for a nice run, potentially in this Group 2 tournament. They got a nice 11 seed. That's a sneaky seed for them.
Not a bad seed, and you know we've seen at times where they've played well, they've played under control, and that's when they have success. Point being, one point I saw was the Haddon Township game, but if Haddonfield wins, they win the conference.
So a lot on the line tonight for the Bulldogs on the road. As the opening three is missed, and now Sterling with their first chance offensively to get on the board. Different lineup here tonight, starting Mike Ermel. Ermel right on cue, a three is short, rebound into the arms of Ben Serrato, and back come the Bulldogs the other way.
Well, Ermel's done a nice job this year coming off the bench, and actually he started even one of the last games we've had over the last week and a half, about a week and a half ago, he started a game there, but primarily, like you said, Rob, he's been coming off the bench and doing a nice job.
It was Miles Williams the majority of the season as the starter, so down the stretch here, making a quick switch. Good ball movement here by the Bulldogs. Serrato leaves a three short, rebound to Ermel. And it goes off of Antoine Arnett, and Haddonfield basketball. Still no score, under a minute to just under a minute expired here in this opening quarter.
Well, trying to get Antoine Arnett ahead of the pack after Haddonfield had a good half-court set, and that's what they do. They move the ball around, they'll wear you out, then get somebody open, and a lot of times get that backdoor layup.
Haddonfield going with four players outside the arc right now, just one player down low, and Justin Casca.
Yeah, strong in that 2-3 zone right now, forcing Haddonfield to shoot. And Haddonfield, you know, they can shoot the ball from the outside, maybe not as good as some of the other Haddonfield teams as they hit a three.
And Tommy Mooney.
Off my cue there of saying they.
Gavin Clark open down low for Sterling's first bucket. Nice look to find Gavin Clark for Sterling's first bucket.
And a great job of beating the press, moving the ball up the floor diagonally, not handling it, not dribbling, getting caught in the corner, and just a great job finishing, getting everybody involved and breaking that press.
Also a very good quick callback from that three that they let in earlier.
Another open three for Mooney. No good this time. Rebound to Javon Johnson.
And I think this is what Haddonfield's playing on. Mainly get those rebounds from those threes.
Zingaro over to Arnett. Thought about the three. He was NBA range three from there. I don't think he's going to take it from there, nor would I think that head coach Harold Little would like a three from that distance.
Yeah. No, they just have to play clean basketball. I mean, you can't have the unforced turnovers, and you have to be patient.
Clark down low, he's fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot a pair. And it shows you one of the things we've seen about really a lot of the Haddonfield sports over the years, football, basketball, they're so disciplined.
Yeah.
And that's why it makes it so hard to beat them, because they don't get rattled.
Discipline on offense, discipline on the defensive side. And you saw right there, though, Sterling did a good job kind of countering that with moving the ball around, not overhandling the ball. You had a couple no-look passes, and you're able to get the ball down low where you think you have an advantage there with Gavin Clark with his ability to get up off his feet quickly.
1 of 2 at the line for Gavin Clark. He's able to tie the game at 3. In a slow starting game offensively for both of these high-octane teams.
Sterling still in that 2-3 zone, really extending it out and coming out on the ball hand, the guards of Haddonfield, but doing a good job shifting around and communicating in this zone. Sterling doing a real nice job.
A lot of quickness defensively here tonight for Sterling. More notably, Zingaro's really out quick to get out on Gostovich on that wing. No travel there, but Javon Johnson comes down with the rebound. Zingaro fakes the 3, and he's going to drive baseline. He's fouled. I believe they're going to get Casco with the foul, and they do.
Well, good job of Zingaro. Before he even got the ball, he could sense that there was that opening along the baseline, and he even had a half a step towards the baseline before he even got the ball. Good job selling through there, catching the defender off bounds and drawing the foul.
Jeff Ryder checks into the game for Mike Ermel. 3-point specialist is Jeff Ryder. He likes to hit from that near side wing, so we'll keep an eye on that.
Right now they're giving Jeff Ryder a little too much space. And really, Jeff Ryder's going to capitalize on that.
Zingaro, Gavin Clark all day down there. He has all 5 Sterling points, and he gives Sterling their first lead of the night, 5-3.
And you could see the bodies bounce off of Gavin Clark, and that's a perfect bounce pass to him, and Clark just finished off the board.
Right now we're seeing some really good passing from Sterling, letting those opportunities, take those opportunities.
Gavin Clark, strong rebound. As we approach the 3-minute mark of this first quarter, Sterling leading 5-3.
On both ends of the floor, you could see bodies bouncing off Gavin Clark. And to me, he's a big guy. He can muscle you down low. But I think his best asset is his ability to get quickly off his feet.
Ryder for 3. Yes! Jeff Ryder off the bench provides the spark that he's done all season long. And Sterling out to an 8-3 lead.
And that's going to bring Haddonfield out defensively and leave even more room for Gavin Clark down low if Ryder is able to hit that 3, and other people too.
Right now, Sterling's got to stay calm.
Late whistle on the attempt by Casco, and they're going to get Javon Johnson with his first personal.
You see right there, Arnett goes in, and Haddonfield just knows Arnett's a danger, but he just passes it to Ryder, and Ryder just finishes it up.
And that's going to happen, John. Arnett's drawing multiple people defensively. It's going to free other people up, just like you said.
Casco calmly hits the first, right in the teeth of the superfan section.
Yeah, that's a nice job of Casco. He kind of got caught up a little bit with a couple defenders coming his way, but kind of leaned his body in and was able to draw contact and get himself to the free throw line.
Casco hits a pair, makes it a one-possession game, and now a little defensive pressure in the half court.
Well, that's what Haddonfield does. They press, they trap.
Ryder for three, yes!
Well, great job by Jeff Ryder, but again, Sterling does an outstanding job. This is like the third time we've seen them beat that Haddonfield press, and that's not easy to do. A lot of teams have a lot of trouble beating this Haddonfield press.
What a look from Jimmy Zingaro, too, to find him in the corner. Mooney for three, answers. Second three to match Jeff Ryder's 2 threes, and what an answer by the Bulldogs.
And then just great ball movement. They had it on the outside, moved it down low, kicked it right out to Mooney, and he was wide open for an open look for a three. He drained it.
Tommy Mooney has Haddonfield's only 2 field goals, and they both come from beyond the arc. Steal
definitely
here.
guarding Ryder closer out there on the perimeter.
.65 seconds remaining here in this opening quarter. It's been an entertaining one as Gavin Clark comes up with a steal. Under a minute to play.
Haddonfield backing off that press, and that's what's going to happen. If you're able to beat it, they'll back off.
Arnett quiet here in this first quarter. It's been the Jeff Ryder and Gavin Clark show. Zingaro, a chance to chime in for three. Almost got that one. Arnett, offensive rebound. Can't get it to drop. Gostovich with the board. And now the drive, and it's picked away by Ryder and Zingaro. Zingaro, good look for Arnett. Pump fake and score.
Well, what a good job by Arnett, knowing not to jump up just yet, and then knows the defenders just past him and gets an easy layup.
And a great job, Jimmy Zingaro going to his right side, sensing exactly where Anton Arnett was and got the ball to him. Perfect pass.
Another three on the way from Mooney. Can't connect. 5 seconds left to play. Gavin Clark. I don't think Sterling realizes how much time they have. Javon Johnson going to fire it up from half court and just leaves it short. Sterling going to take a 5-point lead into the second quarter. And it's been a really good defensive showing here for Sterling in that first quarter.
And Haddonfield's getting their half-court sets. They're moving the ball around, but Sterling's countering. You know, like we talked about, Rob, the more Sterling moves the more Haddonfield moves the ball around, a lot of times people get out of position. As we look at our Sterling standings there in the matchups, you've got Sterling coming in at 12 and 11, Anton Arnett at 21 points a game, Williams with 6, Clark with 4. Offensively, Sterling's averaging 55 points a game, giving up 54. On the other side, Haddonfield at 20 and 3, first in the Colonial Liberty, having a chance to clinch tonight. Ben Serrato with 8 points a game, Connerfeld with 5, Gostovich with 4. Offensively, they're scoring 55, giving up 37. Haddonfield won that first game 55 to 43. And we have Santino Pagaro on here with us now, coming in for the second quarter. Santino, what did you see that you liked in that first quarter?
Really saw that Sterling was doing a very good job moving the ball on offense and scoring, and they were playing well on defense. It looks like Haddonfield's doing a good job to get an open look, but they just got to hit their shots in order to be in this game. So
I agree with you. That was just a good all-around first quarter for Sterling.
Sterling going to go with Miles Williams, Zingaro, Arnett, Ermel, and Ryder to start the second quarter. Good quarter out of Gavin Clark with his size. That's got the Gavin Clark we wanted to see really all year.
Yeah, and the key is getting the ball to him. Sterling's really done that, you know, and that's not, easy to do. You have to wait for the opportunity for it to happen, not force it, and Sterling really didn't do it. Up till you saw it right there, but didn't do it a lot in that first quarter, and that's why they were successful.
Connor Fell, cross-court pass, finds Gostovic, gets his own rebound off the miss. You got to think, Santino, in this situation here with Haddonfield, a chance to clinch the conference on Sterling's court. Sterling does not want to let that happen. Not tonight, not on their home floor.
Especially not on the home court, as Gostovic is fouled there. But yeah, Sterling definitely doesn't want Haddonfield to clinch on their home court. So see if Sterling can pull one off.
And a nice job by Gostovic, sensing Antoine Arnett was coming out a little out of control. Something's uncharacteristic of Arnett. He's a kid that usually keeps his legs underneath and was out of control, and Gostovic went by him, ultimately got himself to draw the foul and get to the free throw line.
Senior calmly hits a pair and once again makes it a one-possession game. Sterling with the early lead thanks to a pair of threes off the bench from Jeff Ryder. Zingaro cross court for Williams. Ryder being guarded closely now. I think the scouting report is out now on Jeff Ryder.
Yeah, and they're extending that perimeter defense.
Ryder open for a big three. That would have brought the house down. He was about 3 feet past the three-point line. Chance for Haddonfield to tie here early on in the second quarter. Double team, cross court, good pass. Another three on the way from Fell. Excuse me, it's McLean who's checked in the game for the Bulldogs, is no good.
Yeah, that was Arnett getting up over everybody. Didn't necessarily have great position, but got up high.
Yeah, that was a good rebound by Antoine.
Arnett being guarded closely, almost threw it away. Good hands by Miles Williams to keep it alive. Ryder, another three, so that's gonna be long. Arnett can't corral the rebound as he went over the top. Surprised there wasn't a whistle there.
Well, you said it before, Rob. They're definitely getting more people out there on Jeff Ryder.
Screen from Fell. And now a long three from Gostovic is good and ties the game.
Yeah, and he's one of those ones, if he gets hot from the outside, and it looks like he could be doing that right now, you've got to get somebody out on him.
13 apiece here from Sterling.
Good
nice
move.
Drive, Antoine Arnett.
That's a good move to the basket by Arnett.
And great ball move. Santino, we had a good look at that. The ball movement opened things up, and Antoine Arnett doesn't need much room. Uses that quick first step to get to the hole.
Yeah.
Zingaro working against Mooney. Now, good defense down low. Fell finds Mooney again. Gostovic for three, and he hits another. Yeah, 8 points in this quarter for Gostovic, and Haddonfield out to their first lead of the night, 16-15.
Yeah, they have to get out on him and get out on him under control. You know, he's got the outside shooting ability, but also has a quick first step.
Sterling just got to calm down now. And they got so many weapons on this Haddonfield team, and Coach Little doesn't like what he sees offensively in a little mini run here. An 8-2 run to start the second quarter by the Bulldogs.
That's what they can do. They can really get back at you in a hurry, and they do it with a lot of people. You saw their balanced scoring with only their leading scorer averaging 8 points a game. So you really have multiple weapons and again, move the ball around in a big way. You can check all the highlights on YouTube. Channel 19, go to www.youtube.com/SterlingTV19. A lot of great highlights on there for Mr. K. I know throughout the high school season, we've had a lot of high school highlights. Now he's going down and getting some of the middle school highlights. A lot of excitement there with the playoffs coming up. So it's good for a lot of people to see a lot of this, glimpses of games. And Saturday, we will be live with the Camden County Championships. Magnolia boys, and then the Summerdale girls.
Javon Johnson back into the game, chimes in his first bucket of the night. Sterling takes the lead in a seesaw battle, 17-16.
Yeah, and that was good. A good trip down the floor. They didn't panic coming out of the timeout, moved the ball around, and just got this Haddonfield defense out of position. And,
Gostovich not so lucky this time, but he's feeling it. Halfway through this second quarter, Arnett double teamed, he's in trouble. And Zingaro bails him out. No look pass for Clark, down low, reverse lay, and it's good.
Good ball movement there by Zingaro to find Clark down low.
And what a job of Gavin Clark going down, kind of through traffic, and doing a reverse off the backboard.
7 points for Gavin Clark tonight. Gostovich, I don't know how that wasn't called. Went up and down, and that's a 6-point swing as Serrato hits a 3. Arnett, strong drive to the hoop, he answers. Sterling, 21-19, and back and forth we go.
And anything that goes down the middle of that lane, they're bringing the help defense over. That's going to free somebody up. Zingaro finds Arnett off to that left side. He finishes only like he can.
Cross-court pass, saved. Zingaro, and that's going to be a foul on Ermel as bumps into Connor Fell on that loose ball.
There you see the replay. Boy, what a nice job. Not only reversing it, but going up with the left hand by Gavin Clark.
Second team foul on Mike Ermel, and that's going to force Harold Little to go to the bench and bring in Miles Williams with 2:42 remaining in the half.
Haddonfield just looking for a 3 to score.
Bunch of threes on the season. Gostovich leading the team with 79 three-pointers on the year. Far and away the leader. Next closest is Serrato with 30. That was coming into this game. Zingaro. A lot of cross-court passing here by Sterling, and sometimes that can be dangerous. Gavin Clark fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot a pair.
Good ball movement again. They got a good shot.
And I'm not usually a big proponent, and a lot of people aren't, of the cross-court passes. But if you get it there in a hurry, it's not a bad thing, especially with the way this defense is swaying and leaving people on the other side open. Because ultimately, if you get it there, you get the move, and that's where you have those opportunities to get the ball down low to Gavin Clark.
One of 2 at the line again for Gavin Clark. Sterling 2 of 4 from the line. He's the only player for Sterling to get to the free throw line this evening. 2 minutes remaining here in the half. Sterling out to a 3-point lead.
Still in that zone. Haddonfield pulling things out with 1:46.
Mooney open momentarily. And now trapped in the corner is Haddonfield. They turn it over, do they? Which way they say it's going to go? It's going to be Sterling basketball.
Coach Harold Little took one for the team. Look at this right here. Went back off his chair. Did he keep the feet still, though? Did he draw the foul?
30-second timeout.
We need a slow motion instant replay. I don't know.
Both sets of bleachers out tonight.
Let's see this. Here it is again. He goes back, but he's able to keep the hands. But I don't know, guys. I saw movement of the feet right there, so we're going to have to ask him about that a little bit later.
That could have been a lot worse if the bleachers weren't out tonight.
Yeah. Well, he got up smiling. I'm sure the kids are going to let him know about that a little bit. Good crowd on hand, as Haddonfield always brings. There's Sterling fans. Coach Harold Little in his, I believe, 4th season here at Sterling. Coached at Highland. We've won a Group 2 championship there. Group 3 championship.
They play some of the bigger schools in that Tri-County Conference. You got the Williamstowns and the Clearviews and Kingsways of the world. Good defense. And nice passing. Can't convert the lay-in is Gostovic. One of the rare things he's done wrong here tonight. Unlucky bounce for Gostovic. Javon Johnson open for three. Too strong. Rebound Gavin Clark. Clark loses it on the way up.
Yeah, that's
Kadar might have
Haddonfield.
gotten a hand in there.
Yeah, opportunistic. You said it, Rob. Got a hand in there because Clark was ready to go up over everybody.
Under a minute to play here in the half. Sterling with a three-point edge. Alley-oop attempt broken up by Antoine Arnett. He read it all the way.
That's a great play by Antoine.
Williams for three. Yes. Third three of the night for Sterling. The other two coming from Jeff Ryder back in the first quarter.
Good job of Miles Williams setting the feet and firing away.
Almost a steal by Ryder. 20 seconds remaining in the half. This is the best defense I've seen Sterling play all season here at home. Clark almost coming up with a steal. Desperation heave, and Sterling with 10 seconds left to go can take their time here. Arnett, 3 seconds, fires a three, leaves it short, and Haddonfield will find themselves down by a touchdown, heading into the locker room, 25-19. We'll get off to a quick break. Take a look at a great defensive first half for Sterling and look ahead to the second half. You're watching live coverage of Sterling basketball right here on Channel 19. We're back, second half action right after this.
It was great. We won.
I'm sorry I missed it.
It's okay. You can check out all the highlights on Sterling TV 19's YouTube channel.
Oh, wow, really? All right, I'll check it out then.
Bye.
Yo, that's that girl I was talking about.
Hey, I like your new tattoo.
Hey, when are you gonna post something new?
What's your emergency?
And welcome back to Sterling High School, everybody. Sterling out to a 6-point lead thanks to some hot three-point shooting from actually both squads, but Jeff Ryder, as you can see on your screen, had a couple big threes off the bench, 6 points apiece for himself and Antoine Arnett. Gavin Clark leading the way with 8 points. Gostovich on the other side for Haddonfield. Speaking of three-point shooting, Kevin, really on fire there in that second quarter.
He is, and got a couple threes. I don't think we were out there far enough, but as we got down about the 2-minute mark, you could see Sterling was able to get out on Gostovich and cover him a lot better. But Mooney there with 6, Serrato with 3. But all in all, a good job as we look at Ermel, the only one in foul trouble with 2. But just a nice, complete half for Sterling, both on the offensive, and I think probably just as important was what they were able to do on the defensive side.
And we mentioned the Group 2 brackets have been released, and Sterling at the number 11 seed. They're going to travel to Delran to take on the Bears. Usually that's a soccer matchup for us, but this year it happens to be a boys basketball matchup. The winner of that will either face Haddon Heights, that really, really high power offense. Haddon Heights, we've got a chance to see them a number of times throughout the season. Really, really well coached team, much improved team this season. They're going to take on Medford Tech, who Sterling saw in the Group 2 final a handful of years ago.
Yeah, it seems to me, just in talking to people, Haddon Heights is that team that's really getting hot right now. Obviously, they had the win over Haddonfield, so they're a team to watch out for. But obviously, the big roadblock is #1 Camden, one of the top 20 teams in the whole country.
It's really Camden's tournament to lose. His tournament to lose is Camden. They're that good.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Haddonfield coming out with that press again. Really didn't have much success with it. And wow.
Stepping on the end line there is Casco, who just hit that quick bucket to open the game. We were talking, Santino, about this at halftime, how quick this game is going. It's hard to really get a word in edgewise. Ermel is now hurt.
Casco coming over and really kind of saving the day for Haddonfield, because Strong did a nice job breaking that press again, moved the ball up the floor diagonally, not a lot of dribbling, just passed it and got it to Gavin Clark down low.
Looks like Ermel
Another play by, wow.
Looks like Ermel may have taken an elbow to the eye. Santino, did you see that at all?
Oh, to the eye or to the nose, maybe. I know that feeling's the worst, though, when you get elbowed hard like that, especially with these big guys on the court. Looks like he's okay, though.
Talk about a big win. Sterling would get out of this should they hold on to a 6-point lead, but Haddonfield chipping away. Serrato, his first bucket of the half.
Yeah, just like that, a minute into the half, and Haddonfield is really coming over, taking out over the momentum.
Javon Johnson fouled. He'll go to the line. This is something that obviously head coach Paul Wiedemann has seen before. He's got such a good history with this team, a successful history with this team. No panic out of this team at all coming out of the half.
Not at all. And, you know, they always have somebody who steps up and kind of gets things going. And in this second half, it's definitely been Justin Casco, both on the defensive side of the ball and offensively, especially down low defensively. Got called for the foul there, but has really done a good job with a block on Gavin Clark and knocking one ball out of bounds.
Javon Johnson, pair of free throws. Sterling 4 of 6 from the line tonight. And they get their first points to end a real quick 4-0. I don't consider 4-0 a run, but Haddonfield was starting to get in a rhythm there offensively.
Good steal.
And a foul from behind. See if they're either going to get Mooney or Casco. If it's Casco, it's his third. It's not. They're going to get Mooney, his first, team second.
Mooney, a sophomore point guard, having an outstanding year as a freshman coming in here. Obviously, this is an entirely new starting five. Coming in for that, replacing that 2 championship Haddonfield team.
I think one of the signature victories that Haddonfield had this year was on the road at Haddon Heights. And they came from behind in that game when they were down 10 plus in that final frame, and in a tough environment there at Garnet Country, came back and won that game. We did that game, unbelievable game that was.
Yeah, that was a great game.
They're the typical things that Haddonfield can do for you. Not having a good day and just get it together when it counts at the end.
And they just chipped away, chipped away, and then all of a sudden it's a 5-point game, then it's a 1-possession game.
Looks like they're looking for a 3.
And why not? They came in with 165 threes in this game. Or on the season, rather. 165 threes in a game would be some kind of record, I think.
They can't do anything down low. Just moving the ball outside.
Well, Sterling's defending the perimeter and doing even a better job consistently defending away from the ball.
Sterling backs it out. Ryder, Zingaro, Arnett, Clark, and Johnson on the court for Sterling.
Sterling just taking their time right now. The 2-point lead.
This is something we're not used to seeing. Sterling, at least this season, really likes that run and gun offense. Not here tonight. Ryder, a long three, almost gets it to fall. Good follow by Zingaro. Clark with an offensive rebound and putback. Gavin Clark having himself a night, 10 points to lead all scorers.
Now that's a perfect example of how Gavin Clark can just dominate down low.
Three on the way from Gostovich, no good. Offensive rebound, McLean. Ryder comes up with the loose ball. Zingaro just right into the arms of Mooney. And a 2-on-1 the other way. And missing another layup is Haddonfield. And now Sterling dodges a huge bullet. Ryder for three. Gets his own rebound, missed poorly there. And Zingaro finds Arnett. Good pass from Zingaro to find Arnett down low.
The ball movement tonight is as good as I think at any point during this season.
What a look from Jimmy Zingaro.
And that's a hard pass to make, too.
Sterling, their biggest lead of the night, matching it at 6. This is what their halftime lead was. Diving into the bench was Serrato.
There you see Clark getting the rebound again, so quick off his feet.
Miles Williams checks into the game now for Javon Johnson. Now Amin Hines at the scorers table for Sterling at the 3:10 mark of this third quarter. Entertaining game here from Sterling High School. Glad you joined us here on Channel 19. Chance for Haddonfield to clinch the conference, but not if Sterling has anything to do with it. Bob Strauss, Kevin Schulz, John Hallwood, and Santino Pagara with the call here from Sterling. Serrato for three, no good. And the lay-in finally falls for Serrato. He has 7 points this evening.
Yeah, and a great look by Connor Fell.
Zingaro tries to find a streaking Arnett, but finds the hands of Serrato. Good idea. Didn't quite get the execution, and a smart foul by Miles Williams as he was beat.
And if there's one person on the floor who can get up high for the ball that can counter Antoine Arnett, it's Ben Serrato.
4 points Sterling lead, 2.5 remaining in the third. Mooney inbounds to Serrato. And now Gostovich with his 8 points. Scoreless here in the third, but had a big second quarter. All 8 of his points coming in that second stanza. Whistle. And they're going to get an offensive foul. Foul's going to be on Steve McLean, his first, team's third.
Well, that's what's going on away from the ball, and them getting frustrated with what Gavin Clark's been able to do down low.
Williams loses the handle, much to the dismay of Harold Little, and he's going to call a timeout. And I'm pretty sure Miles Williams is going to get an earful here.
Yeah, that's one where Milt Williams has got to get 2 hands on the ball and get it going the other way. Tried to get it going with one hand, but never really got a handle on it.
He knew as soon as he let it go.
Yeah.
Check out Channel 19 on Instagram. Some pre-game, in-game, and post-game photos. Follow us at @SterlingTV19 on Instagram. And a 3 official system here tonight for this big Colonial Conference rivalry. And you'll see that in the playoffs as well, and some of these games have the bigger games have the 3 official system, and that's one that we talk about, that offensive foul down low. That maybe the 2 official system may have missed that.
Yep.
And you look at that from the 3 official system, you never know.
And I think in any sport where you're adding that extra official, it's a matter of knowing, communication and knowing how each other how they work off each other. And you'll see it, like you said, a lot in bigger games, but later games in the season as the playoffs loom.
Again, if you just joined us, Sterling is the 11th seed in the South Jersey Group 2 tournament. They're going to face the number 6 seed Del Ran in the upcoming weeks. They will face the winner of either the 3 seed Haddon Heights or the 14 seed Medford Tech. Haddonfield also on that side of the bracket. They face Penn Tech, the 15 seed in the first round. Should everything hold suit, Haddonfield and Haddon Heights will meet in the Final Four for the right to most likely play Camden in the final. You never know, though. Never know. Good look. Nice pass. Finds Gostovich. Leaves a 3 short. Arnett with the rebound. Amin Hines brings the ball up for the first time here in this game, and he turns it over. Gostovich. Reverse lay-in. Does not drop. Mooney with the offensive rebound. And the Bulldogs will reset with 80 seconds remaining.
Haddonfield uncharacteristically missing a lot of layups. One thing they do, they hit 3s, but they're also able to finish when they get good looks down low.
Another drive and a successful lay-in this time from Gostovich. He has 10.
Yeah, we said you have to get out on Gostovich. They were trying to do that, but you've got to get out on him under control, because not only can he shoot, but he's got that quick first step and just blew right by the defender baseline.
Another Sterling turnover. And now the Bulldogs a chance to take the lead here on a 3. But it goes off of Haddonfield with Sterling basketball. Sterling dodges another bullet there. And you mentioned, I think you made a good point there, Kevin, in that they uncharacteristically have missed a lot of layups, at least 3 or 4 to our note.
Yeah, and you have to give credit to Sterling defensively in getting over there quick, and sometimes, that forces teams to rush, and I think that's what's happened to Haddonfield.
Zingaro off the back of the iron, no good.
It's a good move.
What are you looking for, Santino, here in the final possession here for Haddonfield?
I don't know. Probably a 3.
The stats would say that you're right. 10 seconds to play. Mooney, Gostovich, back to Mooney. Serrato with 3 to go. Drives, he's fouled. Count the basket and the foul.
That's big.
Well, when you have a night where you've been missing some easy layups, the best way to counter that is to have arguably your best player go in and give you offense when you need it and show great body control and give himself the opportunity for the old-fashioned 3. And not only that, putting the ability to put Haddonfield ahead here by 1 with this free throw.
Foul was on Zingaro, his first. And Serrato, with his 7 points here in this quarter, gives Haddonfield the lead going into the final frame, 32-31. They erased a 6-point Sterling lead coming out of the locker room at halftime.
Like
see Ermel there.
Ermel, we saw earlier, they came out and looked at his eye. He definitely took one for the team.
Great job by Santino Pagaro, filling in for second and third quarter. Next TV game coming up on Monday, February 24th. Sterling going to take on Camden County Votech. That's going to be a 5:30 game. You can check that game out right here on Channel 19, or if you can't make it, you can check us out on YouTube as well at Sterling TV 19.
A lot of good things coming up. Like we said, we have the Camden County Middle School games on Saturday, the boys and the girls, Magnolia and Summerdale. And it's going to be, again, live on YouTube as we look at Coach Harold Little, whose team has done a nice job. But, John, going against the Haddonfield team that, as we know from years past, is not going to go away if you get ahead of them.
Really hasn't. They've always been that step or one step behind, and they've been able to capitalize right now. And you see, right, Sterling's only a point behind, but Haddonfield could really pull away if Sterling's not careful.
That's a good point, John.
Haddonfield went on a 13-6 run in that third quarter to erase the lead. Javon Johnson down low, strong move to the basket, a catch and shoot. Gives Sterling back the lead.
Oh, man, that's a great play by Javon Johnson. Took on a defender, and that was tough. He was like almost behind the backboard, kind of came out and then used the backboard. That's an outstanding play by Javon Johnson down low.
And that's what's been really effective for Sterling, giving those tall players those high passes and letting them do the work.
Ermel with the shiner over the right eye. He's got a nice little mouse underneath there. He's fouled. Let's see if we can get a close-up on that eye. He took that elbow earlier in the second quarter. Didn't see him in the third, but you could see it right there on your screen underneath that right eye, man. That is.
I think he definitely now really wants to win this game, just to really rub it into Haddonfield.
Fell picks up his second. And
Yeah,
Mike Ermel is a
hockey player.
Yes,
we were
he
talking
is.
to his mom, and she says he goes in all kinds of tournaments. So only fittingly, the hockey player has got the busted up eye there.
Although he did miss a shift. He did miss a shift.
Missed a shift. We got to talk to him about that.
1 and 2 at the line for Mr. Hockey.
But again, a good play to get himself to the line, not fading away from the basket, turning in, drawing contact.
Another broadcast, I squeak in a hockey reference. I mean,
anytime you get to do that, you're
hey,
happy.
Listen, you know me. I will sneak in any hockey reference at any given time. It's not a broadcast if I don't.
One thing that Sterling's doing that Haddonfield usually does to us and other teams is cutting off the passing lanes, knocking balls away, and that's a good sign. I mean, that's one of the things you need to do defensively to have success, and Sterling's definitely doing it tonight.
3. Gostovic, yes, ties the game. Actually, it gives him the lead, excuse me. Third 3 of the night for Gostovic. And for Gostovic, that's three-pointer number 82 on the season.
Yeah.
And an errant pass picked off by Connor Fell, 3-on-1 the other way. They pass up. Easy bucket, and doesn't cost him yet.
Haddonfield's been having having trouble going into the paint. They really aren't a two-point shooter team. They're more three-pointers, and even then, they can't. With the Sterling defense, they can't even shoot threes right now.
Rooney passed on the 3, now being guarded tightly by Zingaro, now Ermel. And a timeout on the court for Haddonfield.
Yeah, that was a great example of Sterling right now just wearing Haddonfield down. Haddonfield usually, if they're able to move the ball around for maybe a 45 seconds to a minute, they're going to find the open man. Found it right there for that shot, but on the last opportunity, forcing the timeout was mainly due to what Sterling was able to do defensively away from the ball.
See Sean Clank there giving some attention to Mike Ermel and that shiner he's got over that right eye, or underneath the right eye rather, and keep an eye on that. Shout out Andrew Levito, Sterling alum, watching us on YouTube tonight. Said he's going to try and get himself in the broadcast booth here on Monday night against Camden County Tech. Game time 5:30. A former player here for Sterling, and I always enjoy his commentary. He's been up there in the booth for a couple football games in the past as well. So out of the timeout, Sterling trailing by 1. Believe it or not, I mean, this is, I don't know, we don't keep track of ties and lead changes, but there's been a bunch here tonight. Serrato blocked down low. There's a foul on Arnett. That's gonna be just his first, team's third. But that'll send Serrato to the line.
Yeah, it's amazing. You know, you had that half-court set where you weren't able to get anybody open for about a minute. Take a timeout, kind of reconfigure things a little bit. A couple no-look passes, and they're able to get Serrato open down low.
Haddonfield tonight perfect, 6 for 6 from the line.
Hopefully you jinxed them.
That's why I said it. Serrato 11 points. Make it 12. Sterling trailing by a triple now.
Haddonfield with the soft press, but what they can do with that at half court is they'll trap you if they can. You got to watch out. Can't get caught up.
I think if you're Sterling here, Schulze, you don't panic. You're trailing by 1 possession, and when you panic, that's when bad things happen. Zingaro thought about it, but the quick defense coming out by Gostovich. Made him pass it off. Ryder for tying. Yes!
That's an NBA 3 for you.
They defended Jeff Ryder a little bit better after he made the first 2 threes, but kind of let him loose a little bit. He made him pay for it.
Third 3 of the night for Jeff Ryder.
That's a player you do not want to forget. He will make you pay.
Yep.
Leads the team with 28 3-pointers on the season. All tied up at 37. Haddonfield wins, they win the Colonial Conference. Sterling wins, they have some nice momentum carrying them into the final week and a half of the regular season.
Yeah, I mean, from a confidence standpoint, as you look at Jeff Ryder right there, which you talk about confidence, he's really got it going tonight. But, you know, I think even playing this team tough the way you're playing them right now, even if you come up on the short end, you're going to gain something out of this game. But my goodness, a win would just take things to that next level for a young team.
Last foul on Jimmy Zingaro. That was his second, team's fourth. Both teams 4 fouls as we approach the halfway mark of this fourth quarter. Arguably the best game defensively we've seen Sterling play all year.
No question about. And again, it's about putting pressure on the perimeter, but more importantly, defending away from the ball and knocking away the ball and cutting off the passing lanes.
Serrato for 3, no good. Offensive rebound to Gostovich.
And that's a tough one. Sterling defended, but just got a bad bounce right there.
And Sterling doesn't really want them to take chances and chances after those rebounds. Because Haddonfield will score on those threes.
Speaking of threes, one on the way again. Gavin Clark, a strong rebound, and he's fouled. They might get Serrato on the loose ball foul, and they do. His first, team's 5th.
Now here comes the full court press. They went with the half court press. They're really trying to shake Sterling up right now. Look what they got him trapped.
And a timeout on the floor. Smart timeout by Arnett because he was trapped.
He was trapped, and that's where, if you're Sterling, you've got to go towards him and help him out a little bit there. Next TV game is going to be Monday night, February 24th. Sterling versus Camden County. Vocational Tech live on Channel 19 and YouTube. That's at 5:30 on Monday night, February 24th.
Yeah, that's a good one there. And we didn't
Shiner
see where
shining.
We didn't see where he must have been an elbow or something, but he knew it as soon as he got it. He went off the court immediately. But he's got the scars to prove it.
Yep, got the game face going on.
Some of the super fans checking in tonight, as a lot of them do here for anything Sterling Haddonfield.
Yeah, we talked about it, the rivalry in all sports. When you get a Haddonfield, even a West Deptford in here, it just brings that much more excitement. Almost has a playoff feel to it in the gym a little bit. And we talked about that. Probably the game that was most like this year was that Haddon Heights game, the regular season game.
That was much earlier in the season, and that was the beginning, first couple games of the season.
Yep.
What an atmosphere that was! An overtime thriller. Sterling came up just a little bit short, but a good game nonetheless. 3:18 remaining. Zingaro in trouble, finds Arnett, and Sterling breaks the press. Finds Clark, but he throws it away.
Tough one there because they broke it, were able to move the ball up the floor diagonally, and just weren't able to get it to Gavin Clark down low because he was open.
Shulzy, this is the exact same scenario that we saw earlier in the season, Haddonfield at Haddon Heights.
Yeah, and even there Heights had a lead. Here, you're looking at a much closer game, but that's what Haddonfield does. They just shake you up, get you rattled.
Another offensive rebound on the miss by McLean. Under 3 to play.
Sterling needs to settle back their defense.
Wide open 3 for Gostovic, and he hits. 4th 3 of the night for Gostovic with 2.5 to go. 40-37. Arnett can't convert, and it will stay Sterling basketball. Trip 2's on the clock.
Yeah, this is where you get a scoring opportunity through great ball movement. Ultimately getting Gostovic open for that 3, and he drains it.
Tense moments here. Very quietly anxious crowd as we approach the 2-minute mark of this 4th quarter. Haddonfield with a 3-point lead.
Can't panic though if you're Sterling. This is good right here, just moving around. It's only a 3-point deficit. No need to force shots. Keep doing what you've been doing the entire game.
Ryder launches a 3, almost hits. Off-balance shot, but Sterling comes up with the rebound, and Javon Johnson is fouled. 1:42 left in the 4th.
Good job by Johnson. I know the Haddonfield crowd wanted a walk right there.
It's going to be
They're going to get a break here with a shooting foul. Yeah, he was going towards the basket. Was definitely not in the act of shooting. But we'll take it.
Only going to take it if Sterling can convert. Came into this quarter 4 of 6. Ermel missed 1 of 2, and now Javon Johnson misses the front end. And karma, I guess, if you're a Haddonfield fan, as some would contest that.
There's that attacking trap that works so well.
Foul on Zingaro, his 3rd, team's 5th.
Yeah, that's the type of trap you see that works well for Haddonfield, and Sterling trying to turn the tables on him.
Clark going to check into the game. Last minute substitution by Harold Little for Javon Johnson. So it's going to be Johnson, Arnett, Ryder, Williams, and Zingaro for Sterling. Haddonfield in no rush with 90 seconds remaining in the 4th. Long 3 on the way by Gostovic. No good. That would have all but ended it the way
and that was from way
this
out.
game is going.
Still only a 3-point deficit, so. Sterling's got to continue to have good ball movement, kind of pulling things out here, and
Haddonfield knows.
Stretch out the Haddonfield defense.
Haddonfield knows that Jeffrey Ryder's right now a threat to them.
Yeah, they'll good point, John.
Under a minute remaining. Arnett looking for someone. Haddonfield defense coming out as timeout on the floor. Sterling trying to get that look, Schulze. They could not, and that's a credit to Haddonfield's defense right there.
Yeah, they're really stepping it up on the defensive side, much the same way Sterling's done it to them. And, you know, Sterling is moving the ball around, good half-court set, but Haddonfield is definitely countering with some good defense of their own.
Haddonfield wins, they clinch the Colonial Conference for this 19-20 season.
And kind of, you know, Haddonfield obviously won a Group 2 championship last year, replacing everybody. And, you know, a lot of people thought West Stepford was going to be the team to beat in the Colonial Conference. People thought a lot of good things about Heights, and Heights has played outstanding. They're coming on right now, but give credit to this Haddonfield team. They came in here this year and did what they had to do. They're not fancy, but they do the little things, and it's gotten them to this point where, with a win tonight, they're going to be the Colonial Conference champions.
And they say this a lot, is they're not rebuilding, they just reload.
Yeah.
We say this in football a lot with this Haddonfield team, and some would argue that they had a down year football-wise, but they still had a good run in the playoffs as well.
Well, we talked to Coach Wiedemann. He said, you know, I said, you have a lot of first-year starters. He said, not really, because these guys were our scout team last year, and they were going against one of the top teams of South Jersey 70 times a year in practice. So it really shows with the way they play, carry themselves.
So Sterling needs a 3 to tie. 45 seconds remaining in the fourth. Ryder, Arnett, Johnson, Zingaro, and Williams on the floor. Williams. Zingaro with the drive. Cross-court pass. Ryder for 3 to tie. In and out, no good. Rebound to Connor Fell. Now Sterling has to foul. They find the man up ahead. They're not going to take the basket. And Zingaro's going to commit the foul. 16.3 remaining.
Yeah, Haddonfield was covering the perimeter. They were obviously, at this point, prepared to give up the 2. We saw Zingaro go in, but got it to the outside. Got it to Ryder. Ryder got it off. Looked like it was good, but just bounced out. We're going to get a timeout.
Full timeout, Haddonfield, as Zingaro picks up his 4th, and that's only the 6th team foul for Sterling. So you would have to think out of this inbounds, you really have to foul here and put the Bulldogs on the line and hope that they miss the front end of the 1-and-1, or at least hit 1 of 2. They hit both, and it's going to be tough with about 10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I think, you know, with the time on the clock, you can give yourself a couple seconds to try and steal the ball, but that, like to what you said, Rob, at that point you're going to have to foul to try and turn things around. And the bad news is Haddonfield is probably one of the better free throw shooting teams in the conference, and they know how to finish out games.
They are 7 for 7 from the line tonight, and we take a look again at our next TV game. Monday, February 24th. Hard to believe we're at the end of February already. And the out-of-conference schedule starting to load in now as all these teams start to prep for the playoffs. Camden County Votech coming in here at 5:30 next Monday night.
Playing some good teams, and that's how you get better. And as the games get going, get tougher, like we talked about tonight, kind of has a playoff feel to it. I think that gets you mentally ready.
Coming out of the timeout, Haddonfield basketball, 16.3 remaining. Both teams 6 team fouls. McLean to inbound. Sterling looking for the steal, and they have a foul on Javon Johnson, his 2nd, team 7th, and that will put Gostovich to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. He's 2 of 2 from the line.
That's a tough one because you wanted to give yourself the chance to possibly get a steal off the inbound. And that kind of takes that away. So.
17 points from Andrew Gostovich tonight. Only averaging 4 points a game, having himself a banner night.
Yeah. Well, he's
for
been
the Bulldogs.
The guy who's hit the threes for them, and when Sterling got a little bit ahead, he brought them back. He's just had some good all-around play.
Well, Sterling's still alive here. They trail by 4. They need a quick conversion here.
Yeah, you just need a 2. I mean, you don't necessarily need a 3.
Zingaro passes. Arnett can't hang on to it. Haddonfield basketball with 6 seconds remaining. Haddonfield looks like they're gonna hang on to this one.
Yeah, that was Sterling just spent too much time moving the ball around the perimeter. Again, you didn't need the three. And that's where you want to try to get it down low to Clark, get the basket, and then defend the inbound. Try to get the steal or a foul, but obviously at this point, up by 4. Haddonfield is in the driver's seat with 6 seconds remaining.
Timeout, Haddonfield. Sterling needs a steal here to have any shot. I mean, at this point, the percentages are not good.
No.
But you still need a steal, a quick bucket, a foul, and hopefully a missed free throw, and you never know, but it's not looking good.
But Rob, all in all, a real good effort here by
Absolutely.
Sterling tonight, and for a young team, we talked about, taking a win like this, moving forward with it, and trying to build from it, especially, like we said, as the playoffs are coming up in about a week and a half.
Sterling will take on Del Rand in the first round of the South Jersey Group 2 playoffs. That will be a road game, and we're going to try and get that game for you live on Channel 19, the YouTube channel. I think the girls are in action the exact same day, the exact same time. So we'll see. We'll have updates coming up next week on how we're going to cover both of these games at the same time. The scenario's similar to that. The girls were on the road at Willingboro one year at 4 or 5 o'clock, and then the boys had that great game at Haddonfield with the Marvin Jones phenomenal game that he had.
Just an unbelievable atmosphere.
And the officials talking to both teams right now, coming out of this all-important timeout. And hold on Andrew Tummings. That'll be his first, team's 8th. So if Sterling has any shot, you have to hope that Mooney misses the front end here. Couple substitutions. Mooney hits both of these. You can put a wrap on it. And he hits the first. First trip to the free throw line for Tommy Mooney. Hit a pair of big threes in that first quarter. One more on the way for Mooney, and he hits. Williams with 3 to play, puts one up at the buzzer, and he hits. But it's not going to be enough as the Bulldogs are Colonial Conference champions in 2019-2020.
Well, not much more you could say than we haven't said, but Sterling, I think, again, Rob, moving forward, if they play the way they played tonight, there's a lot of teams in these Group 2 playoffs that they can beat, no question about it.
Despite a gritty effort from Sterling, they dropped this one by a final score of 43-40. Haddonfield Bulldogs, Colonial Conference champions for the 1920 season. Next broadcast coming up next Monday. Camden County Tech coming to town. We'll have that for you live here on Channel 19. For Santino Pagaro, John Hallwood, Kevin Schulz, Tad Kozaneski, and the entire Channel 19 Tech crew, I'm Rob Strauss. We'll see you next Monday. Have a good night.